Welcome back, everybody, here to your wonderful broadcast as I switch over and do this. Oh, and then I do this. Welcome, everybody, back after a couple of tech problems. We are here and live again from our studio here, bringing you your Dota 2 Champions League coverage. I'm TobiWan, as I said, your host for tonight's game. Let's jump ourselves straight over to the game. This is where we're meant to be, drafting it up. Speed Gaming over on the Dire side, Liquid over on the Radiant side, and quickly to run through the rosters. You can see the start of the draft already up. So we have our first team, cap off the rank, Team Liquid, will be playing on the Radiant side. It is TC Bulba, the German Quaitfa, the Canadian Fluff and Stuff, and then Way Too Sexy. And up against them, their opponents, it will be Speed Gaming, being led by their Captain Eternal Envy. Surprisingly, not drafting this evening. It's in fact Pylai Die drafting tonight. But Bone 7, Aoi 2000, as well as Pylai Die is all there inside their roster right now. So back over to our draft we go, and we can see things start to unfold before our very, very eyes. As I said before, apologies that stream drop came back up again. Don't know what really happened with that. But we are live and rolling again, and we will look at our bans and picks to start with. So we're going to be having already the Lich as well as the Batrider being banned out here by Speed Gaming. Lich appearing a hell of a lot in the current state. Ever since they changed a little bit the way he works. In fact, you can now you stack the slows. Everyone's loving it and going to ban it out. Also, Batrider being removed. You think with the Viper and the Clockwork being banned out, that's just like a direct counter against something you'd have, like an OD in the middle lane or something like that. But instead, TC, he does take it out in the first two and fishes through the Elder Titan. Also banning out the Enigma. Like, Enigma got a small rework done to him, but at the same time, like, it's not one of those reworks where you say this completely changes the hero. It's like an Aghanim Scepter buff up that now also stacks the Black Hole with a Midnight Pulse, which actually deals out a really good ton of damage if you've got some high HP heroes, but you hardly ever get an Aghanims on him. Then again, I saved that, and last night when I was streaming, we had an Aghanims up on a Disruptor, and then you start to see its Aghanims buff up where it actually silences items as well. Now, that was fun to watch. So also, Live's going to be banned out, but Team Liquid, we're going to start off with Chen as well as Elder Titan. So we get our jungle startup, we get Elder Titan, which isn't really locked into any kind of role, and up against that, Speed Gaming go with Visage as well as Nature's Prophet. So we get a good off-laner in the hands of Nature's Prophet, even with the slight change around that did happen to the Shadow Blade. He's still a fantastic off-lane pickup. Visage, as always, great, having those extra stuns as well as bonus damage, the ability to split push with the Familiars later on in the game as well. Definitely going to help him out, and, well, Speed Gaming, now they have the next pickup. I also like that Luna ban. Luna has become like one of the most popular heroes to be played in the current version of Dota.
5 seconds remaining.
And it's a big hero to play as well, because with the changes that happened on the top lane, with the way the creep wave moves, also on the bottom lane, obviously it's on both long lanes, you can actually farm closer towards your tower now. So you're not that far over the river when you're on both these sides. So the whole blocking kind of thing, it is one of those moments where you're like, okay, I actually, as a carry, have to block my creep wave as I run out into the lane again. Where before, you just let it go, because if you blocked it, it'll bring the enemy creep wave in range of your own tower, and then you just start to push everything. Like, it just... You lose your entire creep wave, and then it pushes back towards you, and then you lose all control of your lane. And you never really want that kind of stuff to happen. Nyx Assassin's going to be the third pickup here by Speed. So we got Visage as well as Nyx. More than likely two supporters. We have seen it in the middle lane before as well. But, yeah.
Reserve time.
We'll see if they want to change up any kind of... Like, you can run him solo mid, you can run him as a supporter. You get stuns, you get multiple stuns as well once the familiar birds are up. And then you got Nature's Prophet to come and also throw a Prophet ulti out. It's going to give bonus damage to if Nyx Assassin decides to go on the hunt, but that still means you've got to find him. He's level 6. That's probably the biggest thing right now for Speed Gaming. They need space to find some levels. So you got Chen as well as Elder Titan in the lineup as well, and then a Venomancer going to join them. Now, this is a hero which, well, what do we have? We had 3 heroes that were said by 3 people recently. For me, I was saying Venomancer is going to return stronger than ever. Now that he actually gets the couple up, where he gets his Poison Sting attached into his Venomancer wards, which I still think is so beautiful. Venomancer can come back. The other thing was Skeleton King. Skeleton King now with a range Lifesteal Aura, which is beautiful when you're running range-style heroes. Means you don't have to get all your Vladimirs all the time, and even if you do, it's fine. So yeah, you can have Skeleton King. That was the call-out from Hani, and Draskell was calling out the Dazzle to say these were the 3 new support heroes, the 3 new kids on the block that, yeah,
5 seconds remaining.
that we're looking for. I'm looking for at least, but I got mine one. So Venomancer and Chen now coming into the pool. TC is going to be the going to be picking up his 4th hero now, so we start to look towards the course. We've obviously got 2 supports. I highly doubt we're going to be seeing Venomancer as any kind of core in this kind of lineup, but who knows? Who knows? Anything is possible. Anything is possible, but TC looking for a core to go up against a Weaver. They need some stuns and controls now. Like, you got a Venomancer, his control comes through slow. Like, he's got a great slow as well, that first movement slow. And in fact, they're not even going to do that. They're going to go with tankability and just survivability, where you have your Timbersaw dishing out some really good damage. Elder Titan is already going to be doing the same thing, dropping down the armor of speed and doing that harassment damage, allowing Timbersaw to come through with his big damage directly after. And then you've got the Chen to give them all their life back again as well.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I believe people, some people are getting black screens on Daily Motion. I've already reported the issue. Some people are saying it's fine, some people are not. So yeah, I apologize. I'm also getting the black screen over here. I'm hoping they find a solution to it shortly. I may just restart the live stream in a couple of moments' time, depending on what I'm told to do. So yeah, if you're getting a black screen, I apologize for this. Hi anyway, greetings. You're hearing the sound of my voice, and I will talk you through everything. Radio commentary now coming your way. But hopefully they do fix up the issue. But the stream is live for some interesting reason. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get the video coming your way in a moment. Just a moment, peoples. Just a moment. All right. Last bands to come up. Speed Gaming. They're going to count down their timer too. 20 seconds on the clock. And Pylai Dai is going to be betting out the Mirana. So takes out the Mirana. Would have been a good long stun to have. And then, yeah, I suppose you do have a couple. Well, you don't really have a straight-up coupler for it. Like, you don't have a setup for the Mirana arrow. Okay, guys, I'm going to reset the live stream very, very quickly. Hopefully, everything is fine. The VOD won't change, though. So if you are watching the VOD, then do not fear. Everything should be fine. But we're going to quickly restart the server and hope that actually gets rid of our black screen. We'll find out together, peoples. We'll find out together as I refresh over my side screen as well. And hope we have some video coming your way to go with the audio, which you've already been hearing. So Pylai Dai, last band to come out from him. Last pickup to come up from him. So we're looking at one last core, and we're going to go... Ooh! This is a hero I have not cast in a very long time. There's almost no hesitation right now for the Team Liquid's last hero. And that's going to be the Andy Mage coming the way of TC. So TC's going to go the hard farmer, but we get a Brewmaster pickup now for SBG. Now, you've got some really, really difficult heroes to kill off for Speed Gaming. Like, some really difficult heroes to kill off for Speed Gaming. Brewmaster, he also got reworked again. Like, it wasn't just enough to rework him once. They changed his ulti yet again. And I'm actually going to bring it over on my side so I don't quote anything incorrectly. So, Brewmaster, like, there was some base changes which were done to him. The agility was increased from 16 to 22. The Thunderclap is now dispellable. Meh. Drunken Haze affects a 200 AoE around the target as well. So keep this in mind too when you got TC jumping in with Timbersaw. And then you've got Primal Spirit selection ordered now Earth, Storm, and Fire, which means that you're able to stun the target before they can TP away. So there's no problem in just triggering out your ulti halfway through. There's no problem with that whatsoever. So it's going to be fun to watch the Brewmaster back in play. In fact, I don't even remember the last time Brewmaster was played. Luckily, I have a stats man with him, and he can tell me the last game a Brewmaster was played in. But yeah, one of the things that was changed around to his ultimate is that basically no longer upgrades any kind of stats with the Aghanims. Instead, it now grants Thunderclap to Earth, Drunken Haste to the Storm, and Drunken Brawler to the Fire. So we go back to our kind of old kind of fashion. The Drunken Brawler is your big damager. You've got now Haze as well with the AoE effect, and then the Thunderclap for the Earth. So looking forward to seeing it. Sing Sing will be taking up the Brewmaster in this game. We're going to have them say just hello to each other down here on the bottom lane to start with, and we'll see if Speed Gaming do want to try and run an aggressive try lane with this or not. But we've got Eternal Envy backing up. Bone 7. There's a lot of people that think about jumping in on this. Koitva, he could level up Timber Chain, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to be doing that. He's going to be going on to the offlane anyway, and he wants to have that point up in the reactive armor, not just running himself away from the engagements. But we will be having on the bottom lane, Owie's backing up, so is Bone 7. But Bone 7's got Stout Shield and then 3 pulled shared tangos going his way. Pylai Dai is going to be scouting out. Now he finally actually puts an ability in, so he's going to level up trees. The position he's in right now, though, doesn't really help him. Like, there's, I mean, Invis Rune taken on the top lane by Eternal Envy, who's taking his role as Weaver. But Pylai Dai, all right, so this is the way they're going to approach this. We're going to have a dual off lane, and Bone 7... Like, this is really, really smart. Notice on the bottom lane, I was talking about this before we even started, where we've got TC now not blocking up the creep wave. And because of this, look how far this creep wave is going to be up. You've got an aggressive observer ward, which is now a basic observer ward. Smack bang in the middle of the creep wave. This is fantastic positioning. And Bone 7, you already know what he's here for. It's pure intimidation. Once he sees fluff and stuff, he will want to have a mana burn on him, but he needs level 2 for that. And I'm saying mana burn because you've still got the problem with Venomancer. Your Gale is going to be costing 125 mana out of your 195 mana pool. You get one off and you're basically out. We saw a build coming out from the Koreans yesterday where they in fact went the first point up into Poison Sting, and then the second point went to Venomancer into the Plague Wards. And because of this, we then had this stinging, plague warding Venomancer causing quite a lot of issues on the lane. Even if those wards are worth a little bit more experience, and harassment was worth it more. And speaking of harassment, when Bone 7 lets off a stun like that and Pylai just keeps the range harassment going into the anti-mage, going to force him to burn through a lot of these consumables very, very quickly, to a point where he's going to have to start using up his shared tangos, and then his original ones as well. Top lane is being played up by Koitva. He's having a pretty good time as well. Up to level 2.5 for him on the off lane. Aoi 2000 in the neighborhood and Eternal Envy. Just backing up, and his CS isn't looking too bad. Whoop, bottom lane, Bone 7. That'll be the first blood. Way too sexy rotated in for this one. Speed Game being a little bit too aggressive in their dual lane, and Liquid's going to make him pay for it. A quick salve, but that's not enough to save him from the last attack from Way Too Sexy. And Nyx will come back. I think he just wants the Centaur in this one, and he'll get it too. But Chen will take 1 kill, and everyone else gets the assist because it was, in fact, the creep wave that took him out. So everything gets split. And there's our answer as far as Brewmaster.
Radiant's top tower is under
Nice little
attack.
DD for Way Too Sexy as well. Such a great start as well for Liquid. They're going to be very, very happy with this start. They have now TC in a lane where his net worth is going to start to get a little bit higher as well. 1,200, equal to that of the Brewmaster. And you've already got Bulba, who's having a good time as the ET in the middle lane. Which is really no surprise, but this middle lane kind of changes up. Bottom lane, Bone 7, Spy Carapace will hold him out a little bit, but he's already got the Venomancer Gale on him. With the Sting as well, slowing him down. He kind of wants him to tick out, but it's not going to kill him off here. Bone 7 will limp back to base. The Poison Sting, obviously, yeah, fine, 87. But forces him out of lane again. Which means now Pylai Dai has in fact abandoned the bottom lane and gone into the jungle. Realizing he's just going to be food in that bottom lane now, especially with the early blood. Chen's already getting himself a couple of creeps inside the jungle. So finding some really good farm for him. And I look over and I'm very, very happy. I see the live stream with video feed. Yay! So I don't know what caused the issues before. I do not know what caused the issue before. But right now, I'm happy that they're over. I am happy that they are over. So in towards middle lane. Sing Sing. Using the bottle, he's able to harass up a lot. Sing Sing's also, like, Brewmaster's one of these heroes where he normally wants to use the bottle, not because he's used his Thunderclap and he's spamming out, but because he's such an aggressive style hero in the lane. He wants to get in close and start beating down. Like, you use that Thunderclap just to slow Bulba down, and then you go for Rune Control, which, with a Treant up here, he's going to get. Illusion Rune going the way of Sing Sing. This is some really good teamwork. Bone7 again, a little bit of trouble. Some Plague Lord, which I think Bone7 would like to kill off. Chem with a nuke. The Troll gets a trap off right now. It was just out of range. Piladai, he TP's in right next to TC, which means the Troll trap will go on him. I don't think Piladai was looking for that one, and TC, no level 6, but he doesn't need it. He can blink himself away at the same time, but he wants to fight up against Bone7. Doesn't want to get stunned up and way too sexy. We'll take it for the team. Sing Sing rotates in. Will get himself a Drunken Brawler hit off. So his first rotation will get himself a kill, but it still comes at the expense of the offlane. And that Nature's Prophet putting all of his farming work in the jungle. I would say to use, but the opposite of that. Little Brewmasters. It's like, with the little illusions, it kind of looks like they're just, like they're like a little hover brews. How's Eternal Envy looking? 31 for 2 on the top lane. No surprise he's looking good on this top lane. I've always been a massive fan of Eternal Envy's Weaver. One of the very few players which I don't get depressed about when he plays a Weaver. Because he plays so aggressively. Time-lapse is normally always on cooldown. And that, in my mind, is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Bulba being showered by a over $1,000 courier and the Golden Roshan. No Dietide, peoples. No Dietide. I was depressed when the patch came last night. I was depressed. I don't know about you guys, but I was depressed. We've got 3-1 so far. How are we looking? Advantage negligible for both sides. This isn't really a game of, like, if someone got a huge advantage as far as farm goes, then we'd talk about it. But as you can see, everyone's preparing to fight. 3 Arcane Boots all in a row. Right before the 6-minute mark, we get 3 Arcane Boots up. It's allowing Brewmaster to spam. He still has not used his ulti yet. And I kind of want to see just how effective it's going to be when he does do it. He's basically impossible to pick off. In fact, he is. He's in both Brewmaster and Weaver. And maybe this is the reason why you can get a little bit worried if you're a Team Liquid fan, the later portion of this game. TC's going to get fat. There's no denying this. But at the same time, he's going to be so fat that he can not only kill off Brewmaster once, but he has to survive long enough to survive the Brewmaster ulti, and then also be able to kill off Weaver after Weaver also has a time lapse. So you put all these things together, and then you got the interruptions which will be coming out from the Nyx as well as the Visage, and then Nature's Prophet will be split pushing you the entire time as well. So you put all these things together, and then you look at your lineup and you say, well, what stuns, what control do I have? If Chen doesn't have an army, you're basically screwed. He requires an army every single moment. He needs to have trolls, he needs to have centaurs. Because you got Venomancer who throws out his big ultimate. It's a big slow. Yay. He has Venomous Gale. That's also yay. But not absolutely fantastic. It's one of these things where it's more of a controller. Bone7, now he's going to get galled up. This troll will get himself in range and TC's got himself a kill. They're TPing in both Prophet as well as Sing Sing. Prophet's going to cancel his TP, but Sing Sing does come to the bottom lane. Which means in the meantime, Bulba gets more space in the mid, and Sing Sing's time is wasted. This pressure is what works for him. To fight up against Speed Gaming before they get completely over-farmed. Even if you do have a Brewmaster, like, with a lot of farm, and you got a Weaver with a lot of farm, they require time to get there, and you're still going to be looking about 20 minutes before you really start to fear these guys. Obviously, you fear Sing Sing's ultimate, but he hasn't had a chance to cast it yet. Every single time he's come in to mop up the pieces and then has to move back into his lane. Like, he's still keeping up with CS, which is great. Like, he's 45 right now as opposed to 41 for 2 of Bulba. And of course, he got the rotation too, so his net worth's going to be looking pretty decent. Yeah, he's the 3rd highest net worth. But he's only just ahead by like 20. And now Elder Titan jumps in front. As I said, there's nothing between these guys. It's all about making the openings and finding these kills, which they're trying to do on the top lane. But Koifa with the Timber Chain, great hero to have up against the Visage. Nyx Assassin inside of Vendetta, now going to find way too sexy and fluff. He's got a full army of creeps right there to also contest with. But maybe he wants to go for TC. There's extra movement coming in. It's coming in from Brewmaster. There's no Blink Dagger, so he can't jump on TC. And Bone7's Vendetta will wear out. So, gank unsuccessful there by Speed Gaming. But they are definitely trying to make something happen. Probably should also be watching out for our couriers on the field. We do know we're playing with, well, actually, is Pylite Die playing up the Nature's Prophet and not Bone 7, so our courier sniper is not there. But you know what they're going to be looking for anyway. Prophet is keeping the aggro of the creep wave away from the tower. There's only a couple of minions left. And in fact, the second Sing Sing arrives, Pylite Die goes back to base. So he's got enough mana for his ultimate as well. Still haven't seen that combination work yet. The Vendetta into the Prophet ulti. So they get that quick burst damage. There you go, Envy. Not wasting any time with just regenerating. When you got time-lapse of Elmi, you repair all your damage quickly. Owie, split push this. Remember, all of this experience is now shared, but then Bone 7 comes in. Prophet ulti should be bouncing around too. In fact, there she blows. 3 heroes come in and easily take care of it. And that's something that Timbersaw should have really been aware of. Like, I was sitting here waiting for it to happen the entire time. Pylite Die was too. It's the reason why he TP'd back to base second Sing Sing came in, not just to give Sing Sing the experience. Like, he could have gone to the jungle, created a new army of trees, and just kept farming. But he decided to do it because he knew that he needed to have the mana for the ultimate in case a moment like that arose. Now the chain creep is going to move up. Pylite Die hides in the smallest corner of a tree. Straight back to base again. And there goes your tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Bit of drunken haze, but the Chen creeps took care of it. Obviously, you got that big, like, you got a 45% chance to miss, which is never great. Vendetta hit. This isn't going to be a Vendetta. This is now going to be a stun up from Bone 7. Straight up as he comes out of the invis. So then he can follow through with a Thunderclap. Brewmaster doesn't need a split, but with the Hand of God, TC just able to survive that. You can see him purchasing up his items just as he thought he was about to die as well. But the Hand of God, perfect timing from Way Too Sexy. Keeps him alive on the bottom lane. Without it, he would be toast right now. He wouldn't have had the life points to survive long enough to blink. And Weaver needs a moment just to pause and to rally his troops after that. So while we do have a moment, I want to say, still, give a big shout out to everyone who is tuning in. If you have managed to find our live stream, then I say thank you. It's great to have you here. I hope you're going to enjoy the live stream today. Make sure you also head yourself over to Twitter as well. It's the D2C League is the Twitter you want to be following. Because if you're following that, you'll keep up to date with everything that's happening in the league. But you can also bet right now. They got free items to give away, free rares. I don't know if they're rares or if they're just uncommons or something like that. But there's free items going out if you're able to predict the winner of the D2CL second matchup of tonight, which will be Quantic going up against Fnatic. That'll be our second match and best of 3 of tonight. We need to head yourself over to D2C League on the Twitter over there and just do the hashtag and let them all know. You'll find the details over there. If you follow me over at TobiWan Dota 2, you would have seen me retweet it. So you know what's going on. And you can check out all the information of the whole competition over at d2cl.org. That's the English version of the website. So, yeah. And good to see that I am 100% right about the way Eternal Envy plays his hero. Venomancer. Interesting pickup with the Tranquil Boots here from Fluff and stuff. It's not something you normally expect, and now you kind of understand why when you see the recipe that's also with him. Having a Soul Ring available on this Venomancer. Normally look at the Arcane Boots, because one, you want to give mana to the rest of your teammates. Small thing. Second thing is, you want to have a high mana pool, so you can keep on spamming at your Plague Wards. These guys are very, very powerful. They stop pushes before they can even happen. Just by setting up 3 or 4 of these guys at level 4, and these guys are like at level 3 right now, so they're already rather problematic. And they carry the Poison Sting effect too. Like, we've got a level 1 Poison Sting attached to these Plague Wards right now. They scout out from the side, they'll slow you down. Envy comes in, they've got Sentry Wards available here too, and Fluff and stuff. Envy tries to attack him, but this is what I'm talking about. Envy knows how much he can get away with here. He runs in with Shukuchi. He dishes out a lot of damage. He forces Venomancer back to use the newly changed up Tranquil Boots. And now Bulba comes in. And he comes in with a Haste Rune, looking to fight this one up. He's going to get stunned up by the Familiar, so being controlled up there by the Visage. He just bails back out again. Quaver jumps. LOL! Has to use the tank and a munch through the tree line. Thought he's going to break that a little bit more, didn't he? But that is going to be just a movement up, and then Bob with the Haste Rune comes straight back to middle lane. He's already got bonus damage up his sleeve, which means he can get the last hit in the tower in the mid. Pylite die also, well, okay, he's going to cancel his TP out now. I was wondering if he's going to come bottom lane, because TC just finished up his Battle Fury. It's flying out in the courier, so he'll have this in the 13th minute. And is already attacking the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. So jungle is basically his. There's no tier 1 towers for speed to TP into to try and contest up his jungle. So if they want to move, they've got to move in force, and that's like a 4-5 man smoke gank to kill off TC. And every time it must have the Nyx Assassin in there. They need that initial stun to come off from Bone 7. Not to mention his bonus damage he gets out from the Vendetta, because you are still going a raw Battle Fury. And for some reason too, he's actually... Okay, so he's not going to jump up there again. He blocks the Ancient stack. So he's thinking about Venomancer preparing to farm up the Ancient stack, which he can do so with the Plague Wards. And TC just wants to block it. He wants him to be the only one who has an Ancient stack available. And his teammates can take care of that for him if he wants to. Paladai is just so raw. Like, we've got 13 minutes and he's got a hand of minus. That's obviously great. This fluff and stuff tries to wait a little bit longer to get the money to afford. Okay, with these Plague Wards, okay, if he gets the last hits in, and see him he has hesitated on one of the wards. Trying to get the last hits to ensure he can get enough money to pick up that last little Sage's Mask. Good army up on the top. Trolls, Centaurs, and Hellbear. It's the disables they're really looking for. And the Trolls give them some scouting options with the Skeleton Warriors. Not to mention the control that comes out through the net. And I think we just hit the danger zone. We got Blink Daggers now up right now for the Brewmaster. 14 minutes into this. So a TP out and a quick jump in. Heroes like Fluff and stuff are going to be so cautious about this. There's a DD up on the top lane as well. Looks like Bulba's going to move up there and grab it. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Unless the trees go up and cancel it. No, he won't get there in time. The tree's only got 1 second of life left. Be a very good idea to grab that as quickly as possible. How's Envy looking? We get Ring to start with, and then we go for a Mithril Hammer. So we're racking up the early harassment damage out from him. I don't feel this going straight into a Desolator. Oh, Bone 7. There's already the jump in. Vendetta, he may as well do it. He's out of range of the Sentry Ward, and quite far. Yeah, he feels it. Look at the hunt. They're going for Way Too Sexy, because Way Too Sexy, they know Way Too Sexy can pull Quaitfa back out of this. And Brewmaster's just triggered off his ulti as well. First time the Blink Dagger's used, and the Brewmaster ultimate, and they're unable to get a kill. They weren't quite sure they could just nail directly the Timbersaw, knowing he could just chain himself away to safety. And now with a double stomp out from the Centaur, Envy and Sing Sing getting back. Nice done. ET ulti a little bit too late there from Bulba. With the Sharkram going up there, Sing Sing's going to be slowed down. But Envy, he's still got a lot of damage out from him. Because he went that Mithril Hammer first, got 83 plus the 30 damage coming his way. Still with 15 wand charges and a level 2 time lapse. They can't control him. So even right now, if this was like 10-2 in favor of Liquid, I would still question Liquid's ability to win this game. Like, they're able to escape out nicely just then, but they can't initiate. Like, they've got to wait until Speed gets caught out of position. And did he just? Yeah, he did. TP bottom lane took out the Venomancer. Hand of God was also used just then, but unable to find an opening out. With Venomancer down, they're not going to use, they can't use the Venomancer Wars to scout it out. So they use Familiars and just Nature's Prophet. Envy's going to run in there. He actually grabs the Invis while being inside Shikuchi, so they never even see him go in. And they don't even have an Observer Ward. There's two, actually, yeah. They got 1 Sentry Ward over on the side, 1 Sentry Ward down here, but that's basically all she wrote. So out they get. Roshan goes their way. Weevil will take the Aegis Immortal, while Sing Sing was using that DD rune to bring it down as well. What build have we seen from him? 4 points Drunken Brawler, 1 point up with the Drunken Haze and the 4-point Stomp. No surprise at all. And he's already doing 360 hits. And he did do it. Wow, I like this. Envy. Over-aggression galore. Look at the damage to TC. He's got Treads and a PMS. You always knew he was going to be... squishy, but when you have a Weaver arrive with a Geminate attack, level 4, you got a Desolator attack going out as well, you dish out a lot. There's no hero that can come close to Eternal Envy right now. Because if they do that, they're dead. Because again, they don't have the control. They don't have the lockdown to hold the Weaver in position. Which means that Envy can just freely do his damage, time-lapse it out, and then probably look to finish off the job. And that, I think, out of everything, is the scariest thing of this Weaver. And he's he's pushing at the bottom lane. TC won't come over and stop him. TC, in fact, looks like he's going to go into Amanda style, having that Yasha early on. But Envy, because he has this early Desolator, like we're looking at this like 17-minute Desolator, he's able to bring down tier 1 towers very quickly. -7 armor on these towers. So he's going to get bonus gold here. TC's on his way in. Blinks and Envy. Shukuchi's away. I think he still wants this because he knows he can time-lapse out all the damage he just took. Shukuchi's still going to be on cooldown for a little bit, but now, oh! The Aegis will trigger. The top tower was lost, so it became a 1-for-1 trade. Sentry wards are down. Venomant will throw the ulti as well. You know that's what Envy's searching for. And now Bugs, Pylite Die, made his trip in. Gave the mech charge over to Envy. TC's able to get rid of this bug pretty quickly. Bulb is also here. And Envy is in deep, deep. I think he just almost went for an auto attack there on the Plague Ward. Not the wisest thing, but that's the over-aggression you can see. Coming out from the lineup.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So we got a pair of arcane boots as well for the Chen, with the mech included too. So he's basically a walking mana. He's a walking well. TC, he's really got a lot of farm on him. The fact he's got 1 kill, no deaths. He's 172 CS in 19 minutes. No one could keep up with that, unless you start getting more kills. And kills do reward greatly. If you're able to pick off these kills, you're looking good. Again, this done by Bone 7 off target. And I think he's really enjoying that new rework they did to the Nyx Assassin, where now it's a ground target and not a hero-directed target. EE, kill on fluff and stuff, guaranteed. Shukuchi through, Animage's coming in, but he's already got the kill. That's what I'm talking about, where you just can't do it one-on-one. You need to come in force if you want to bring him off. If you want to, yeah, push him off, was the phrase I was thinking of. Total Envy, just getting him out of that bottom lane. But Envy's moving around the jungle. He's not wanting to make this easy for TC. Which, up to this point, it has been pretty easy for TC. Bloodstone even now up for Koitva, level 11 Timbersaw. Farm galore coming out from these players. Nothing in it. 3-3-3, 8-0 for both of them. Not a single point of experience is different between these lineups right now. Not a single point. Shows you just how close we are. And this gold advantage, over 4,000 right now, is because we're looking at Liquid, who have claimed 3 towers. Speed have only taken 1. But Speed did, of course, take out Roshan at the same time. The rest of it then just comes down to CS. And who's able to pick it out of where and how fast. Jungle obviously being a lot more effective when you have an anti-mage with a Battle Fury this early on. And TC is at full. Yeah, Mana Style up by 21 minutes. This anti-mage is getting big and fat. Kind of almost makes you want to prepare for the late game, which is going to be coming out from these two lineups. Koitva. Already been pushed back a little bit here.
Radiant's bottom tower
I'm pretty much right. I'm slightly right. Total Envy's going to back himself out as well. Pilot eyes the neighborhood. They are really just trying to farm up Animage's jungle before he can get himself in there. Nayem actually able to do with some decent... Whoa, Envy. You don't have a lot of survivability there, and he's now building into the Lincoln Sphere. Now he's finished up the Desolator, he still wants to build up the Lincolns. Because he still knows that so little stuns that one Lincoln Sphere will protect him. And remember, you can also use the Lincoln Sphere in a different manner now. You can put that Lincoln Sphere ability over to someone like a Brewmaster. You can share it with your allies. So if you have Brew jump in, you want to give him that Lincoln Sphere so he can initiate straight away, you go nuts for that. So Koitva's going to back himself up as well. What do we got coming out for our courier? So, okay, got point boosters coming the way, so that's for Owie. We'll never pass up a chance to get an Aghanim Scepter up on any support hero, be it the Enchantress, be it the Visage, be it a Rubik. Wait for that one to come. I still wait for the day the Pylite Eye gets to do that. And we get to see the farming Pylite Eye, where he has a Rubik as a solo top lane. I've only seen it once so far in my history of casting him. And Sing Sing's almost finished up his Aghanim Scepter as well. A lot of big items coming the way of speed. They're just waiting this out. They know they don't need a fight, because if they fight, they give advantage to Liquid. Liquid have like a BKB up on Bulba. That's great. But Weaver doesn't mind about that one, because he's got enough time that he's found up a Desolator. Sentry Wall by TC. He plants this one down, so we can see exactly that. He blinked into it. The Hand of God has to be used, but he's so low on mana right now. And Envy! TC turns and fought him. And he actually took him. I didn't see a mana void. That's why I was thinking he's so low on mana he can't get that instant pop out in the Weaver. But he burned out enough that he instantly stopped the Weaver from being able to do anything. That's not a level 6. Well, he actually used his time lapse during the fight anyway. Blinked up, took the fight. Nyx Assassin as well got the stun off, but when that mana style popped, Weaver drained.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Got movement coming up top lane now, TC. Realizing he's visible where the trees around him, jumps off a Pylite Eye. He tried to, oh wow. He actually got the ulti off, which cancelled Nature's Prophet's TP out and bought time for Venomancer to get himself in there. He tries to use the mana style to put the illusion inside the Sprout. At the end of the day now, we get a Prophet getting caught out, a Weaver getting caught out. And those big advantages coming the way of speed game of Team Liquid. They already had a great start on this offlane. Oh. You're right, a 0-0-0. How does an ET get no support? Like, not even an assist. This ET doesn't even have an assist.
Warriors of the wood.
At least Envy now can pick up his ultimate orb from the side shop. And off he goes. Ultimate orb, Lincoln Sphere build for him. Speed Gaming will still feel confident. Like, they've only used one Brewmaster ultimate, and now they have an Aghanim Scepter Brewmaster ultimate. Pylite Eye is building into a Scythe of Vice. Now a Mystic Staff away from having that one. And Envy, it's going to give this a shot at Bulba. So no assist and possibly about to find one death to his name as well. Because the bug's still doing its work. Negative 12 armor. Negative 14. Negative 15. That is possibly the easiest hit that Nature's Prophet can get a kill with. While in the middle lane, Chen getting caught out, Sing Sing being troll trapped up. He doesn't want to use his split, and the Centaur slowing him down, but with the 2 familiar drops too, and the Grave Chill, oh, nice interruption. See Bone 7, he knew he'd take damage from the Timber Chain, so he popped the Spine Carapace and moved in the direction that he could Timber Chain back out of that one, which meant the second the Timber Chain started, he got stunned up. Envy, wow, they used the AM ulti. That Sentry Wall they put down before going to work, and TC's got to blink away to safety. Now with 3.9k gold, or 3.8k gold up on him. Just love that small little play from this little guy here, Bone 7. I said, one of the players which I always am insanely happy to watch play. Just able to predict in the middle of the fight what was going to go wrong. Now TP's back to base, Prophet. Is he going to pick up something nice for his team? Is he going to like pick up the Smoker to see? No. Pylite Eye. Yeah, yeah. I think he did some mischief clicking right there. Because he needs a lot more mana before he heads back out to the front lines. I'll also be looking just to TP out anyway. They're checking out for Roshan now. Got a tree from Nature's Prophet hanging him there, but you can also throw a Venomancer ward. Yeah, there's a Venomancer ward inside the pit and there's a tree inside the pit. Both are living side by side in harmony. They can both see each other inside the pit. And it's heroes like Venomancer. This is the reason why I said Venomancer was going to be coming back into the game a lot more than anybody else. Whoop, there's trouble. Time-lapse out a lot of the position as well as the damage area. Like the ultimate of the Venomancer now down. Yeah, but you needed a way to scout out when Roshan exactly spawned up. We have a counter for it, so we can actually see it. If you notice when it says Roshan will respawn, it actually gives you the correct time. But with a Desolator up on this Weaver,
Under attack.
Liquid know how quickly Speed Gaming can pick off Roshan. They use the Drunken Haze to try and slow down Roshan. To trigger off his first speed, so then they can like slow everything down on him. And now it's so close to death. ET Spirit comes in. They got to get rid of this Hellbear. The clap will go. Look for the Aegis Immortal. It's down the ground. The Hellbear! The Hellbear! The slowest deny in history! Coming out from the Hellbear. He was winding that one up. But the denial will happen. That Hellbear, that was slow motion denials. And Koifa now looking for kills on Bone 7. The kill does go the way of the Dire side, so they get the experience and the gold, but they don't have the Aegis behind them. Hellbear came in perfectly then. And now the attack onto the tier 2 tower in the mid. Jump in by Sing Sing. Go straight towards the split. Look for the openings. Up in the high ground. Already Bulba stopping them all into his sleep. The stun will come up by Nyx Assassin. They found way too sexy yet. He's already used both his Hand of God as well as the mech. He's probably going to lose a lot of his army here as well. There's one Centaur running away from this. They've caught a little bit of help behind him. And Sing Sing, Blink Dagger off cooldown in a moment, but it doesn't matter. The rest of Liquid bowed out. They only lost the Chen. They took a tier 2 tower. Still count that as a win. Especially after denial over towards Roshan. And, well, send the courier back up again. Again, just a little bit of miss micro coming out from the players. TC needed a little bit longer to farm up what is now going to be a full butterfly for him. And because he had the Desolator out from Envy and he went into a Lincoln Sphere directly after that, he doesn't have a straight up counter to it yet. He needs to build a Monkey King bar directly after this now, which means that's pure damage for him and not a lot of life points. And there's no one else that will want to build into a Monkey King bar. It'll have to be Envy. But then he has these problems. Quick damage. Has to time-lapse it out. Wait. Click the right here. Envy runs north. Gale hits, but he's still got Shikuchi, but he's really slow on this one. Sing Sing, Drunken Haze on TC. The only way they could stop him was having a missed chance if he did ever get in range to kill off Envy. Yep. So Envy now has a problem. He needs a Monkey King bar to dish out the damage to pick off the anti-mage. To go through that butterfly evasion. But at the same time, he can't fight up against the anti-mage when anti-mage is able to focus him down. This is the problem which is now currently faced up by the Weaver. While TC's sitting here going, well, I got Butterfly, I got Mana Style, I got Battle Fury. Probably just go into a Heart after all of this, and maybe even think about going in for an Abyssal Blade. Because they don't have that extra control. Still is the same problem. Whoop, chain up. Pylai die. Koifa doesn't have damage to pick him off in time. So Prophet gets back to base safely. There was, of course, that denial of the tower, and Envy is going to backdoor out the tier 1. There's no fortification available, and there's no backdoor regeneration for tier 1 towers. Hence, you're able to do that kind of stuff. It's been a while since we've actually seen players do that kind of thing. Like, normally you'd see it when Clinxus would be played. But Envy's going to rotate up and then find TC. And TC, he's happy to fight. Like, 2 hits, and Envy drops down to by sub 900. But now TC's in trouble. Oh, the stun by Bone 7 was too late. TC gets away. If that first stun hit, then now we would just chain up the familiar stuns. They would have held him there long enough to pick him off. It's still a dangerous position for TC to be in. I'm wondering too if at this point he even considers just going a straight BKB. Like, I'm talking about hard, I'm talking about survivability through like stats and things like that. But at the same time, with the BKB, there's nothing that really goes through it. TC blinks away. Again, the stun from Bone 7. Man, I'd like to see a percentage chance. I think it's maybe 10% of the stuns from Bone 7 have managed to connect tonight. But he had his great Spike Carapace play, so we can't complain too much. Prophet going to bounce around. Just try and slow this push in the top lane with the fortification as well. With the spirit damage, we've got 1 TP coming, but Bulba, he's going to miss it on Sing Sing, but these Venomancer wards make it impossible for Sing Sing to blink in. Support is most definitely coming. Bone 7 as well as Envy coming up through the rear. They've got an army of familiars. Looks like Sing Sing, he's already done his split. They initiate in on him, and Envy, Timber Chain will come up. The stun, it goes on the creeps of all things. There's still the Alpha Wolf down on the sidelines here, so there's bonus damage for whoever wants to dish it out. And Bulba and his BKB, they're going to focus now on Owie. TC, nice familiar stop. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely superb play there by Owie, and he needed that. Survives up, used the one charge. He's got full mana, and now the Lincoln Sphere. It's been given over to the Visage, but they were going to use another ability on him. It was just the pure DPS that came out from the anti-mage. But still, Michael's skills be strong in the hands of a Visage.
Dire's top tower is under
Bottom lane's going to be pressured out now. The Treat's coming down to attack the tower. They want this notification to come up saying your bottom tier 2 tower is being attacked, because now it's going to make them look behind themselves. Bone 7, he's got to use Vendetta to get away from TC. At the same time, Eternal Envy's trying to bring down TC. They find the real one, and that's one way to get past his evasion. They have that sight device now up on Pylai Dai, throwing out the oldie, but the Meg's been used and the Hand of God. BT's now coming in. Koifa returns to the fight. Envy's still in here. He picks up way too sexy. Again, it's going to be the Chen taking a fall during these fights, while on the bottom lane, the Trees from Nature's Prophet, before he came back, was able to take out the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. So there's pressure being applied by Familiars as well in the middle. TC's going to claim one, and then a quick resummon. Now he drags him back up again. But this split push from Speed Gaming, Liquid were unable to claim that rank. The melee one will regenerate. Remember, there was a change-up. So the melee's regenerating at a decent rate as well. Let's be back to full life before another push from Liquid will come. But the range Rex doesn't regenerate anymore. So sometimes you almost think it's worthwhile taking out the range Rex, even though the melee gives you the bigger advantage, because it gives you momentum in the lane. Where the range Rex, it gives you the ability to bring down buildings quickly when the creep wave arrives. Because there's all this range this range DPS that starts to back up. Timbersaw now into a Shiva's Guard. You may only have 15 kills on the board in this 34-minute time, but this is one of those games, people, that, yeah, I think I said like maybe 15 minutes ago. In the later portion of this game, it's going to get really, really messy for people. Especially like right now. Way too sexy. There's your stun. There's your mana burn. There's no... Actually, there is a Prophet ultimate, but they're not going to use it. Pylai Dai, in fact, jumps in, and now it's going to get stomped up, but the Weaver comes in to finish the job there. Timbersaw, BT's on the back of the Centaur. The Spy Carapace will return the damage and also stun up Koitfa. And this negative arm from Eternal Envy's Tesla is still going to work. TC, Envy, get out of there. Yeah, he knew it. Had time-lapsed himself back out to safety. He was deep in the lion's den. And with 3,200 gold up on him, I'm still wondering if he's going to rely on that side device from Pylai Dai to initiate on the Anti-Mage. Or if he still wants to get the Monkey King bar. Or if he says he just needs more life points at this point. He could go the opposite route and say, well, I'm only going to have that side device hexing him up and removing that evasion of the Anti-Mage for a short period of time. Let's just go all hog and hose. Like, you get a Daedalus up and running. Heroes like Venomancer, they won't even survive the second hit. Also gives a lot of pushing power behind him, but if you're going to build a Daedalus, you may as well build a Monkey King bar. Envy and Pylai Dai, they want to do a split push now. And they're going to push really fast. Remember, Desolator going to work, tier 3 towers, we've got fortification, yeah we do. They'll try and bait it out. Catapults behind an army of trees. Bulba's trying to add some kind of pressure towards this top lane. Bone 7's going to be the man on the defense here. And someone's going to come back for Liquid here. Unless they fully commit 5 and they're going to go for a base trade here. Fortifications used, already Koitfa. Shiva's Guard, and Envy wants to focus him. He's still got to use his time-lapse in a moment. Top lane. Anti-Mage already on the sideline. They've managed to kill him off, and Sing Sing's on the way out. He's still got ultimate. Bulba goes into BKB to TP out of this. But they actually managed to get the kill out in the Anti-Mage. Sorry, I wish I knew how that happened. Now the pullback by Flop and stuff. Envy could easily chase him down and pick him off. But it's the Visage, so I'm guessing Anti-Mage slightly overextended himself, and then Soul Assumption hits and hits hard. The Vladimir's offering as well from the Visage. We get Lifesteal coming the way of the Brewmaster during the fight. Not to mention the Creep Wave, small thing, but it's more importantly the Armor Aura, which comes their way. Something to help negate what Elder Titan's going to be bringing to the fight. Roshan, we're on that countdown timer again. So Owie may even want to keep a familiar in here. Envy, going to find Bulba in the mid. Bugs, well, able to latch in. Now the Hex comes in as well. Envy, Shikuchi, wants to get the high ground up, and Chen will just send him back to base. Prophet Oddly will bounce through, and Envy, well, either it's going to be the Chen army or it's going to be the Chen himself. And Envy, I think he's going to realize he can't go after the Chen straight away, so he'll just go for the army instead. He's got Familiars to help him out as well. Even Soul Assumption damage. Not enough charges up on that little thing. Roshan's respawned up again. With the tier 2 tower being pressured on the bottom lane, Bone 7's got to come back to defend it all up. Fluff and stuff. Mr. Gem and Mr. Orchid Venomancer. This is how they now control the Weaver. Roshan's already being attacked. The tree's coming in to help him out too. And Envy with the Demon Edge, so we know what, well, it's still the toss-up, but it should be the Monkey King bar. And Envy's just waiting to throw the bugs out. Spirit Stomp, searching for the opening here. Anti-Mage wants to keep farming while all this is going on. What CS are we looking at? He's going at over 100 CS every 10 minutes. TC. He's at 399 right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's wonderful CS. Pilot Eye's going to take the tier 2 tower. So if Liquid want to go in for Roshan, they're going to pick him off quickly. Nature's Prophet doesn't have ultimate right now in TC. Well, he's got that lifesteal coming out from the Vlads on the Chen. They've still got Mech as well as Hand of God, but Familiar's not making this easy. And Prophet, he is taking that tier 2 tower still. And maybe Venomancer throws the ulti out. Soul Weaver in behind him. Prophet has destroyed the tower now. Spirit's up on the high ground. Not making life easy for Sing Sing. He's got to keep his distance before he's going to blink in on this one. And you know he will. He's going to blink into a 3-man ulti. Blink in by Bone 7. Spy Cameras. There goes Sing Sing. He got orchided! He can't get his ulti off! The ET ulti snaps him back. Kuiper's up in the high ground. TC still wants to finish up Roshan. Familiars are inside the pit. This Roshan killed off by the Radiant side. And Aegis not being denied. Tier 3 tower still being pressured out by Pylai Die. So they can't instantly try and push in a lane yet. Because they had to TP back to defend Kuiper with those BTs. The man in charge of defending up against the split push. A day of first, people. A day of first. Anti-Mage, TC, he's already in the mid. The bugs, latching on the creep wave. Slowing down the creep wave so they don't attack the tower directly. Not to mention TC trying to drop his armor down. He's got 20 armor as well as Nagus the Immortal. He just wants to force this. He wants to force out this tier 3 tower. Triggering the Lincoln Sphere already of Eternal Envy. Bulba into the stomp as well. Now he's got his damage in. Bonus 80 damage in the movement speed. They just keep attacking. Bone 7 looks for the stun. He goes Mana Burn first. TC jumps in with the BKB and the Shark. I'm slowing down Bone 7. He's going to pop from Venomancer's Orchid on the sidelines. Yep, there he pops. Unable to follow with any kind of ability. These quick jumping style heroes just cannot do their abilities when you got that Orchid up from Venomancer. Way too sexy. I don't know if he's got enough time. He doesn't. Brewmaster Clap. Only just in range. They're all trying to TP back because again there was a split push going on to the bottom lane. Keeping that pressure on. Fighting tooth and nail, but the mid-melee ranks does go down. There's your Monkey King bar now up for Eternal Envy. So now finally has that direct attack up against the Anti-Mage and his illusions. Without having to rely on the side, the Vice do its job. Anti-Mage. It's even... Jumps in and takes Prophet. We have a no Shadow Blade Prophet as well. It's kind of difficult to survive up against an Anti-Mage once he catches you out like that. Got also some great news coming in for our next game, peoples. I will not be alone for our next game. I will have a co-caster for our next game. And it will be Clairvoyance coming to join me for that one. So give a big shout out to him when he connects in and says hello. In the meantime, too, remember to tell people to find the live streams. You can find it on all your popular social networks. Or you can put it out in your Twitter and your Facebook, onto the social medias. Let people know the stream's over here on Daily Motion. Sometimes hard to find. But for matches like this, it's so worth it. Envy orchid it up. They've already managed to trigger off the Lincoln Sphere again. Using now, I like this. 4-staff and an Orchid up on Fluff and stuff. So not only can he trigger the Lincoln Sphere, he can follow up the Orchid as well. And as I said, the problem with Eternal Envy by going into this Monkey King bar build, he's got a lot of damage. Nyx gets the stun. They've got way too sexy. He takes huge chunks of damage. Bulba's Stomp to put him into his sleep. It's not going to help them. Bulba's going to run away from this. In fact, no, he's not. He throws the ET ulti out. The Mana Burn over on the Anti-Mage. And look at the hit on the Nyx. Weaver ran down south, and now he can't help out his teammates. Because there's trouble for Owie. Turned into a Piglet. Sing Sing comes in as well. He got orchid up, Fluff and stuff. He's like Gandalf over the hill. Sing Sing now goes into the clap and the split. There's a gem over on the deck, but already we've got the Fire Bruling taken out. Now they focus on the Storm one. If they kill off all three, they've got the kill on this one. It's got another 8 seconds as it's normal Bruling. Timber chaining up, trying to slow him down. The stun over on Kuiper. Sing Sing, 2 seconds, 1 second. TC's in. Back to the normal Brewmaster and blinks away to safety. Venomancer, 4 staffs up into the Gale. Remember the Poison Sting, it's already transferred in from the Venomancer Ward 2, and Bulba beats down the retreating Brewmaster. And you can take back everything I said about what happens in the late portion of the game, because this Venomancer is playing a beautiful game. They're getting their disables right. The Stomp can't hit on Eternal Envy. They have Sentry Wars down those watching him. They've still got the Gem on the deck. And Envy's coming back in again. He'll see Bulba with that. Now you see the damage which is possible from a Weaver. They're trying to take the top racks. I say trying. They're succeeding. Familiars, they're not dropping down. They can't. They had one extra second left for this one. Now they're stunned by the Nyx. First Familiar drop. Second Familiar drop. They eat through the Aegis the Immortal. And with that DD rune, it's only got a couple of seconds left on it. TC pops the BKB. He just wants the rack to be taking a large amount of damage. Bone 7's out here. He wants the BKB to wear off. 1 second, 0 seconds. Weaver gets the kill. Anti-Mage on the sideline for 100 seconds. He has the money to buy it back, but he does not want to. Because if he buys back right now, he'll have an extra 50 seconds added to his next respawn time if he does die. That's the danger of the buybacks now. It means you just won't throw it out saying, I can just farm for another 6 minutes, because if you do get caught out, you are toast. BTs for Eternal Envy. He realizes their only hope right now for Speed Gaming is in split push. The only hope for him is in split push. And maybe they can achieve it. The tower is denied up. Fluff and Stuff says he doesn't need it. He's got Gem in his hands. He's trying to make his wall of Observer Wards. Wait, Bone 7 found one. Vendetta hit. Mana burn. Follow-up stun. Prophet's going to come in, which means they have a follow-up side device as well. No Prophet Ult being used. In fact, he saves it, and they get the kill. With the help of Eternal Envy, they had that high damage coming out. So Kuiper on the sideline. Buyback is available. In fact, we should just switch to this menu right now, because it's the important one. They need to find themselves a counter rack. Already, 4 stuff, triggering the Lincoln Sphere. Orchid on Envy as well. Sight device being used too. They need a little bit more damage, and they got it. Envy will die off here. He does not buy back into a time lapse. In fact, he's just going to let his team bail out of this. They did not pick off the racks. And Bone 7, the Spirit, it's a little bit off him. He's got Vendetta, he's fine. He's got his own sight device as well. That's where that first sheep stick came from. Roshan, countdown's on the way too. He can spawn in a very short amount of time, and TC has to deny the mid tower. But that's 2 towers being denied in the last 2 minutes by Liquid. They're happy with this. Like you make Speed Gaming lose the money. You lose your map control a little bit more. Like that's the last remaining outer tower that's gone down, but you're already 1.5 racks up. And they can't go straight into the bottom racks because of this thing. The tier 2 tower is still standing on the bottom lane.
Illusion.
I'm gonna sing something. Like his farm just isn't even there. Like you look over an Anti-Mage who's now opening up. Okay, he's buying up a heart. So you get a heart for him. He's gonna have a. He's only like a little bit of gold, like a tiny little bit of gold. We got kill on bottom lane. Yeah, it's Pylai die. Locked in the corner. Quick sight device. Can't get out of this one safely though. Did whatever damage he could before he died. As a Monkey King bar of his own, does have buyback available, because remember the problem to Prophets. Also that buyback. You don't want to have that 50% of your remaining death time added to your next death time. Or revival time, whatever you call it. TC can now buy it. If he sends the courier up right now, there's still a lot more farm to be had, and he probably is still concerned about having buyback available in this game. Actually, no, he's not. It's already on cooldown for him, because he already used it. So watch his next death if they can get the kill. Bone 7, whoa! Jump in, Sing Sing with the clap of the Drunken Haze. It buys the space for Bone 7, not to mention the Spy Carapace, ET ulti. The Spirit from ET went down. And so is the gem from the Nyx Assassin. The buyback comes from Prophet. The buyback comes from Nyx. They're searching for Bulba. Eternal Envy's down here, and Pylai is here to help him. So it's way too sexy. Bulba! One more attack from Pylai will take it. The Shiva's gone, and the Hex over on the Weaver. Not going to make this easy at all. And Pylai died. No buyback available. Weaver, he's going to use his at the maximum time. He has to come down here and help out if they just Prophet. If Prophet doesn't live through this, they're all doomed. The Sprout will go. Pylai die. He's backing up. He's going to tick out from the damage anyway. Envy looking to get rid of Kuiper's armor. Dropping it down. Soul Assumption damage. TC still in the middle of this fight as well. Remember, his buyback also still on cooldown. Fluff and Stuff destroyed. Gems on the deck. Envy's going to drop his bottle so we can in fact take that. Uses one last bottle charge. Sing Sing's also bailing out here. There's that Poison Sting. Going to work as well. And Envy will have to hold them out for the moment. The tier 4 town's already being attacked, but while this Visage bird's up in the air, they can slow this down. They can't stop it, but they can slow it down. And Envy, ballsy play if it was there, but it's not. He has to bail back out again. And now the full heart is over on the anti-mage. These next deaths are going to cost him badly. You already see Prophet. He's still 50 seconds on the sideline. Takes forever to respawn. Which makes these late game scenarios even more riskier. Oh, chat trivia. Yeah, without the chat, but people at home can play. Name the only 4 heroes to average more building damage per match in pro play than anti-mage. If Leshrac was still core, I would want to put him in the mix-up. I'd have Lone Druid there as well. That'll be my 2, which I'd add to the pool of 4. I'll let people at home guess the other ones, but Leshrac and Lone Druid, high up for me. She might throw, actually, Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet, Lone Druid, as well as the Leshrac. Will be my primary ones to say. I don't know. I don't know who I'd go on the 4th one. But play at home, peoples. Play at home. Lesh and Nature's Prophet don't make the top 5. Well, at least I was right about one thing. Is someone going to take this bottle? Yeah! Free bottles! Way too sexy. Stealing Eternal Envy's leftovers. TC now, look at that damage he's pumping out too. Over 300 per hit on that anti-mage is also cleaving it up. Envy's trying to push out that mid lane with the double catapults, but the problem is they are basically this bottom racks away from almost mega creep. There's still that range racks up on the top, which is making life a little bit harder, but Envy just BT's back in again. Keeps a split push going. Prophet does the same kind of thing. And we go into this, well, it's not a Metzkin standoff. It's just literally problems. There's problems for Liquid. They need to finish this off. And now Pylai Die, moving in quickly on Roshan. His damage output is actually really quite high with the help of the Familiars as well. Bone 7, standing watch on the high ground. Sing Sing's going to come in. Quick Drunken Haze. But support's coming in too. Koitfa, Chakram, you know he wants to. Mana burned up already. Envy's in the neighborhood. Roshan's at half-life. This is an Aegis and a Cheese Roshan. Envy would actually have to drop this gem to do it, but they want to wait it out, because look at top lane. Pylai Die, he can attack that tier 3 tower directly, and Roshan is not worth this. Fortification's going to go, so Liquid, either they do this now or they don't do it at all. TC sent back to base. They don't do it at all. In fact, he'll buy BT so he can come back. He'll defend up the top lane, but there is a hole poked in the top as well as the bottom. And they're back in there again. Spirit Stomp. Now going to go. There's that BT. It's the anti-mage coming back in again. And they know it as well. Stun out in the troll wall. Or Bone 7. First one to be caught out with the Hex. ET ult is slamming Sing Sing back in again too. Again, Fluff and Stuff on the money with that Orchid. And in the middle of the fight, Nature's Prophet thought that was going to be a good idea. They managed to get one kill out in the Chen, but that's all. And they're losing Owly. They're losing Envy. TC takes a little bit of damage, then pops some Mana Style. Familiar drops, allows him to do a little bit of damage to Koifa, but he's just so tanky. Even with only 1 point up in that armor. Brewmaster Split's already gone too. So Sing Sing will have to come back to his normal self. Look at the damage onto Envy. 23 HP, and he'll die. The Aegis will trigger because they managed to pick off Roshan in time at least. And now he'll come back to life again. Fluff and Stuff. TP's back out to safety again. Sing Sing's in trouble. Lot of trouble. Dead, in fact. Familiar Bird's also trying to escape, but Owie now hexed up. Koifa behind him. Familiar drops. Try and buy in the space. TC, a lot of burn damage. Owie's now on the sideline. And Eternal Envy is still hanging around the neighborhood. And now with a relic, he's going to go Rapier Weaver. But I don't think he's got time. The rest of his team's still dead. Nixus Assassin will respawn in a moment. But there's no buybacks available for the rest of his team. Familiars are still available. The spirits do go down. They've got to slow down TC. They don't have staunch for the 5 seconds. He just lost one. Nice double stun. And Envy going to get a couple of free hits over towards Bulba. Time lapses out as quickly as possible. Sees Koifa in the side of the tree line. And with that damage, he should be able to get him the attack. It's not enough. One charge is being used. Stuns over on TC. He's just trying to man up the racks, and man he is. He's got so many life points, and now the Hex comes into play again with the Orchid. GG call comes out from Envy. Their last hope was having that rapier and be able to get a couple of pick-offs, but they couldn't even nail our Koiva. So game number 1 of our best of 3 takes 52 minutes and 57 seconds. And there is Lone Druid, Lycan, Tinker, and Rinklings. Interesting. End of our game though, 26-21 in favor of Liquid. They're looking good to take that number 1 position in the group here for the Dota 2 Champions League. But stay tuned, it's not over yet, peoples. Game number 2 coming your way. Liquid up against Speed. We'll be back in just a couple of moments' time.